Okay, it looks like we're live. Hey, what's up? This is Dave. This is What's Up Dave, my twice a week stream where I'm just catching up with my friends on the internet, bringing, just noting anything they've been up to. So this is actually, it's almost 1 a.m. It's actually, I guess, Friday, and I spent the day doing chore type things, cleaning up the house, reorganizing all my passwords and files and things like this, which was necessary. And then I did some code work. The sort of things I was doing today were, let me see, there's me. Well, one thing I was looking at a bunch of different video gear. What I want to do is, if you can tell with this lighting right now, it's kind of harsh coming from one side. I would like to actually have another fill light on the left side, so I'm thinking about getting another light. I can actually show you what this looks like. If I adjust this camera, which is not on the greatest mount either, unfortunately. Let's knock all this crap down. This is not moving. Yeah, also gave you a better idea what this looks like. This whole thing is sagging. Still some work I can do on the mounting. So you can see there's this light over here that's just providing the fill. This is better than what I had before because it was very dark. In fact, if you turn this off, you'll see how bad it is. And so with that off, it's not so bad, but the video quality actually looks a little bit better, doesn't it? It's a little grainier, the frame rate isn't as high. I turn this on. It's a little harsh. I kind of dim this down so it looks a little bit better. But anyway, having another fill light would be good, I think. I can bring it down to about this. It's a little bit better. So if I could fill this side, I think that would be nice. And it would be nice to have two of these lights anyway. So I've also been looking at various other gear on YouTube. One thing I got was like this gimbal thing. Let's see if I can adjust this. Point down. And we're looking at so this is like a ball head that it's a rubber ball on this side. It's 1 inch. And I'm waiting for another attachment here, the ball that will connect to the GoPro mount. And this will be something that will hold that light up there, up here, more stably. Right now this thing flops all over the place, it's no good. So getting one of these would be fun. I'm waiting for that to come in. That's another segment. But one of the things I was looking at was these cage things. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, there are people who are doing DSLR filming, and they make these cages. And you buy all these parts, kind of like Lego, and you put them together, and they have all these 1/4 20 screw holes in it, so you can put together something much more elaborate. For example, we can make a little mounting thing. You can put screws in all the holes. You can mount them to pipes. You can get handles. So you can build like a custom attachment system for your camera, which seems really cool. Let's see, I think these are called cheese bars. Cheese bar camera handle, for example. You can see some of the rigs that people are building with these parts. There's a handle, like this thing, and you can put it on top of another cage like this, and then you can mount the camera in there. So I didn't know these, well, I guess I knew these things existed, but I didn't know quite how flexible they were. There's like a kit in which you can see like they've used various parts, bolted them together. Apparently it's very immensely strong, and then you can just attach all this stuff to it, which is kind of cool. customize it with all the attachments that you want. So like totally into that. So I'm thinking about ordering some parts that will like mount on the other one. So these are screws. This is a articulating magic arm that will plug into those holes in the bottom, so I can put the camera and yeah. So I think I can mount both the camera, this webcam over here, on one of the holes of this small cheese bar. So the idea is screw this down into the existing mount that I have, like maybe like the front, and then this other arm thing will elevate the light over it. So I have the camera and then I'll have another light, and that can be a smaller one maybe. I don't know. Might help things out. Having two of them was probably good for doing more video work, and I think that would be not a bad thing to do. I keep putting money into this video stuff, trying to buy all these cheap parts. What else is going on? Well, let me show you the stuff that I've been working on with my work. So I've got this going on here. Let me pull this stuff up on the screen. So what I'm doing is I'm outlining this code. This code over here is some components that our dev team, like a bunch of researchers, put together for implementing a user interface that we're trying out. We're trying to make an improved version, an improved tool for use in the classroom for teaching digital humanities. We're not the researchers on the project, but the company that I'm working with has been hired to do that because they have a bunch of PhDs in learning science. So I can actually run this. Now I'm not that familiar with front-end stuff. If I have an npm, build npm run div. So starting a server. And on this side of things, I can go to localhost. And this is the autocomplete demo. So essentially, I don't know why that's so tall now. I screwed it up. So there's a number of, you can type in something here and then it'll pick the things that match. You can roll over them. Or you can click directly on a node, I think, and then see which one you are, and then you can edit it. So this is all written in Node. What is this thing? I'm not sure why that's so tall now. No, I'm running in Firefox, which we're not directly supporting yet. What's going on with that? FlexGrow 1. I don't know what the deal is with that. Something I've done is screwed it up. Anyway, so this code is implemented here. This is autocomplete demo, which is the shell for this. The documentation that the developer is written, like describes like what the component hierarchy is. So I've been working through this to extract what the messaging is, like how does each one talk to each other. Now React has at least the React demos that you see, the tutorials, the React way of doing things is to have one source of truth and then cascade all the properties down from the parent to the child components. However, I find it very cumbersome. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to translate this documentation up here plus the documentation that Ben wrote on the component architecture that he has here. Ow. That's describing what each thing does. But it's hard for me to visualize this. What I want to do is I want to reduce a lot of the React bullshit. That's the Cascade stuff makes things difficult to change because you're passing things from the root all the way down to the parent, from the parent all the way down to the children, and the children can be nested several layers deep. To make one change to a child component, you have to create this whole chain, and then not only that, the chain tends to use different names for the different properties that are cascading down, and the state management is being written in weird places, and it seems like this could be done better. And like one of the ways to do it is using something called React Redux, but I also don't like React Redux either. So anyway, this is not the what's going on now? Damn it, cat. Why is this not zooming? It seems, oh, there we go. So this is not my diagram. This is an old diagram I made that described my business back in 2012. This showed all the things I was writing about on davidsay.com, and then like what I thought this category was, and then how to handle it, and what the protocol was for dealing with it. You can see happy bubble time and there, and then these went to specific work areas, and then this was expanded into one of the core activities that I did. Anyway, this is an InDesign, and I thought I would repurpose this for what I was doing. So I started by breaking out all those various box classes and then naming them something better. And like now my upstream is breaking again. I don't know what's wrong with this. It's probably the hardware encoder sucks. It's been impossible to do these streams because this keeps breaking. It's really annoying. Anyway, so this stuff here is a visual representation of the stuff here on the right side. You can see here maybe that there's a complete demo. I'm noting all the various calls and then what calls are common. So here you can see like shared by this autocomplete demo JSX file. Its state is passed down to here for its props, and that's passed down again and again, and there's a lot of coupling that's happening that makes it difficult to make a simple change. You know, one thing with this code also is like things like this handle source input update gets renamed to a different prop. Like for example, this state selected source node gets renamed selected node here, and selected source node here. It makes sense in the context of what these components do, but it makes it very difficult to see like where something came from. It essentially triples the number of calls that you need to track, and it makes it impossible to go down the chain. So what I want to do is make like a central source of state and something outside of React that doesn't have that issue with it. So that's really what I've been working on. I'm really annoyed by the streaming issues. Keep crapping out. I'm going to guess it's the encoder. I'm using the hardware encoder just to try to keep the CPU down, but it also might be the ingest servers. Or it's my ISP throttling my upstream, which would really piss me off. I don't know what the deal is with it. I tend to think it's the ingest server. I should have enough upload. So I can do a try. Maybe I can like experiment with this and see what's going on. Anyway, that's what's going on today. Friday, more work. I'm going to try to push through and get this diagramming stuff done, add all the connections to it, and then once I know what all the connections are, then I can write a module that replaces it. Replaces all the direct passing down stuff with more of a message and event-based pass architecture, and see what the performance is. Performance might not be as fast as like the React way of doing it. Looks like we lost. Did we lose again? What was with this? It's still streaming. Doesn't say it's dropping frames. Probably it's reconnecting. Oh, this is a shit. No, it's yeah, it just got frozen. So the archive should probably be fine. Yeah, so tomorrow's more work on that. hopefully some more parts will come in for this video thing that I'm making. And we're getting some lenses or some UV circular polarizing filter for this camera, which is a Canon Vixia HR800. This is the non-Wi-Fi version of it. I got this for the trip to Taiwan, but didn't use it, so I'm using it as a auxiliary camera. The quality isn't bad. I mean, it's better than the C920 that I was using before. I mean, I can do a side-by-side comparison with this. Let's see, that would be aux plus cam. Yeah, so I wonder if I can adjust the gamma. This is vastly improved compared to the C920. This does have like some programmable features. If I go over here, I can actually use this touch screen. I'm just trying to look, see if there's a gamma control. Probably isn't one. Video snapshot, zoom type, faders, focus, exposure. I think there might be actually a preference for this someplace for, I think I have the highlight tone priority turned on. Maybe that's what's causing the gamma issue. But it would be nice if I could do something like that. It's one of these shooting modes. Record stunning movies so to see what matches your situation. Okay, I just switched modes. Portrait mode, sports, night scene, snow, beach, low light. I guess we're in a low light mode. Let's see what that looks like. Looks the same to me. Although I think I had to readjust the white balance for it. Yeah, it's a little bit contrasty. I'd like to change that. So, making use of the stuff that I have. Hopefully it'll get better. Let's see if I can actually change the white balance for this. Oh, it doesn't let me do it. Yeah, okay, so the scene mode overrides the white balance. Anyway, I'll screw with that later. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Monday with a new What's Up Dave. And I don't know if I'll get to a blog post today, so I'll probably go up on Friday and just kind of recap some of this stuff. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.